In this video, we are going to take a very close look at the Trangia 25-6 cookset, as well as see it in action a few times, and I'll say at this point, I really like it, spoiler alert. So I'm very lucky that I've got a few different stoves I've used over the years. I absolutely love wild camping, stealth camping, generally being outdoors and cooking outdoors. I say cooking, it's a lot of boiling water for noodles really. But one of the things I absolutely love and use all the time is this, my Trangia mini cook set. It's brilliant, I love it. However, you can see it is very mini, and even my little bit of pasta there, well, is pushing it to its limits. So although I'm going to use the mini cook set for a size comparison throughout this video, I want to make sure that you don't think I'm trying to imply that one is better than the other based on the size alone, as these are essentially for entirely different purposes. The mini set has been fantastic for me going out on my solo adventures as a lightweight piece of kit, whereas as you can see, this 25-6 set, my goodness, look how much stuff is in it for a start, and my goodness, the capacity for cooking compared to the mini is exceptional. As my girlfriend is doing a little more gentle outdoors activity with me these days, I thought I would go all the way up to the 25 series size and get this set that's even got the non-stick pans and the kettle included. And there is actually a slightly smaller set that sort of sits between the mini and the 25 series sizes. To be absolutely clear here, this is not a sponsored video. I bought the mini cook set myself last year, and I also just bought the 25-6 set that this video is about. Trangia did not send me these, and I assume that Trangia don't even know who I am or what I'm doing. I will, however, leave some Amazon affiliate links to these. If you buy through those links, then I will get a commission, so it's a great way to help support these videos if you are interested in this kind of stuff anyway. As you've seen, this is a slick little set that all nests into itself, as do so many other brands and styles of these camping stoves. What I will say with this though is, my goodness, that base and windshield is fantastic. We'll talk more about that in just a second, but there is a lot of stuff in that nesting set. Purely for comparison's sake, this is my mini cook set that comes with substantially less in the kit. So I do want to point out here, this is the set that I've got with the non-stick pans. There is a cheaper version that doesn't have non-stick pans, it just has regular aluminium. And there are sets with fewer items in as well, so shop around and have a look at what you actually want, and also keep your eye on the prices for a few days, because you never know what's going to happen in the area of Amazon. So you can see the mini cook set there was 354 grams, and the 25-6 is 1135 grams. If you're not familiar with these alcohol burners, then I use bioethanol in mine, and you do just put a little bit of alcohol in them and then set fire to it, basically. I sort of regret this shot, to be honest. I took the little camping table to put the mini cook set on because I don't like having the burner that close to the ground and the open naked flame flapping around that close to the ground either, especially during the drier months of the year, of which we're actually having a surprising amount at the moment. But I then also thought that it would be a humorous way to illustrate how much stuff comes in the set with the 25-6 set. And so as you can see, what it ultimately means is me just cramming everything on and around the table. And I don't know, perhaps it's an immature attempt at illustrating, wow, I'm used to this tiny set. Look how much stuff there suddenly is here. Something that's worth mentioning here, and is quite obvious in many respects, is you obviously don't have to take all of the pots and pans and everything out with you every time. And what I actually did later on in this video and during one evening was just take the stove, the stand and windshield and the kettle out, and of course you're saving an awful lot of weight doing that, but of course you've got to try and wrap it up so that everything isn't clattering and banging and scratching around together. Hopefully you've seen in these clips just how simple the setup is and how versatile that top stand section is, allowing the frying pan to go on it, allowing of course the kettle and the pans to sit really nice and low. It's keeping that centre of gravity low, which again I really love because it means it's far more stable and doesn't feel like it's going to topple over. I just put 500 ml of water in the kettle and poured it between the two pots there just to give you an illustration of the general size and capacity. I was distracted during this section because I had the audience of a pheasant wandering around, and well, that was quite interesting to see because it was very interested, it seemed. So here I am, simple match to light the stoves with, and what you'll find if you're unfamiliar with these is they can basically look invisible to begin with. The flame is all but invisible in direct sunlight when it first gets going, but as you can also see, as time goes on, it becomes far more visible, and this is where the mini set is a bit of an issue for me doing my stealth camping, because you can see how visible that is in just a bit of a shaded grove of trees here. So imagine at night how bright and visible that flame is. And just imagine how susceptible that flame on the Mini is to the wind as well, whereas this really is a side-by-side comparison for that substantial base and wind guard of the 25/6 set. Well, it couldn't make it look any better as far as I'm concerned. So I'll probably end up taking the base and wind guard out with me far more than I anticipated. So here I thought I'll just do a side-by-side test of boiling up 500 ml of water in a pan. There wasn't too much difference. It normally takes, I don't know, anywhere between 7 and 9 minutes, I'd say, for the Mini, and we were in that ballpark again with the larger one. Of course, though, if I was just boiling water like this, in many cases it would be, for my personal use at least, it would be for the sake of making a cup of soup or a hot chocolate, so I would likely use just a cup of water and the kettle in this setup. Oh, what's that? I've done exactly that for comparison too. Let's do some garden boiling as a quick distraction before we get back to the woods. So what I often do on my hiking trips or my overnight adventures is, if I'm not going to have soup or pasta or something, I'll still take my mini sets and a hot chocolate or a cup of soup, something simple like that. So I just measure out a cup's worth of water from my overall drinking flask and then pop that in. And as you can see here, it's taken less than 4 minutes to get that up to boiling. Probably taken less than 3 minutes 30 seconds if I was paying more attention, to be honest. But you can see, again, depending on your use, it's not going to be the most radically fast, super efficient way to do anything like one of the jet boil style gas stoves would be. But that's not really what it's all about, and I won't go into it here, but I've spoken about this many times with the mini set, that just sitting there and it's just a great thing to do. It's just nice. Anyway, as you can see, once again, it all goes back into itself nice and easily. This is the fiddliest, most difficult part to figure out, and I've figured out the trick to it now, but getting that strap on the set to keep it all together is harder than any other section of breaking it down, obviously as long as you've let it all cool down sensibly first. So as I mentioned earlier, me and the boy went out in one of the evenings with just the stand, the wind guard and the kettle, boiled up another 500 ml of water like some sort of boiling water fanatics. And one of the things that I was concerned about with this before I'd used it extensively was how hot that base section would get, and would I need to have something beneath the base as well, just like I like to keep something underneath the mini set when that's burning. And so far I'm happy to say that the base has barely even got warm from the heat of the stove. You can see the blue flame spilling around there as I'd spilt a little bit of the alcohol, but that'll soon burn off, as you can see, and everything will soon be normal. So, like I say, so far I'm happy to not be putting anything beneath that, and it feels so secure, so wide and steady, certainly compared to the mini set. I am really loving it. I just wanted to show you this nighttime shot to illustrate how invisible the flame is unless you're close up and with a top-down view into the pan, basically. So that's definitely something I'm really happy about, and only makes it more likely that I'm going to be taking the base and wind guard with me. So I suppose at this point I've exhausted everything I can say about this, so I will say thank you very much to my supporters, whether that's channel memberships, Facebook subscriptions, Patreon, Coffee, PayPal, and all of these services that exist these days. I cannot thank you enough. I'd like to thank everybody for spending their time watching these videos that I put together. That's the most valuable thing I can ask of you. And I suppose until the next time, my friends, I will say, have an absolutely wonderful week. Keep it interesting. Keep it extensive stove and pot and pan review worthy. Have a fantastic day. And of course, my friends, farewell. See ya, see ya.